As we mentioned in the previous episode, Tamurs passed away and his son, Jamshid, was the new king. Jamshid was a hard-working king. In his time, smithery was done more professionally. Swords and armors were made with a much better quality. People learned to make bard for horses. Cloth and carpet were weaved with a better quality. The business was blooming in any section. Everything was on track. Jamshid classified professions into 4 groups. Group 1 were spirituals. They were responsible for looking after the sacred fire and teaching people the right way of life. Group 2 were warriors. They were responsible for protecting the borders and defending the country and the king. Group 3 were farmers. They were responsible for cultivation, gardening and producing fruits and vegetables. Group 4 were craftsmen. They were responsible for industrial jobs. A lot of solid and beautiful mansions were built in his territory. Jamshid ordered the workers to build a tall wall around his territory to block any way for illegal entrance of enemies. A lot of precious stones were extracted from mines. Ships were built. Medical science was improved. People learned to make perfumes. There were a lot of positive changes in his territory. On the first day of spring, Jamshid ordered a big celebration. People gathered out. Jamshid sat on a beautiful carpet, and fairies held him up. People celebrated that day, and Jamshid called this festival Nowruz. Jamshid reigned for 300 years. He was happy with what he had done for the people. Gradually his ego grew. He thought he was a precious king and people had to praise him much more. One day he called his court people and told them, "Since today, all the people in my territory must worship me like God. I brought all these blessings for my people. I am the reason of all good things in this world." The court were shocked by his words. They were all silent. They did not know what to say. By the passage of time, people were angry of Jamshid. They did not like their king anymore. There was dissatisfaction in the country. Unrest was everywhere. Things were going out of control. In the neighbor country, there was a king called Mardas. He was an old, wise king. He was a spiritual man and believed in God. King Mardas had a son. His name was Zahak. Zahak was an active and energetic prince. He loved horses and had plenty of beautiful horses. One day when Zahak was out riding, Satan, an evil being, confronted Zahak. He disguised as a young man and came close to Zahak. Satan told Zahak, "You are young and strong. You deserve to be the king. But your father is going to live for a long time and when he dies, you are also very old and the dream of being a king is very very far. Your father won't let you be the king before his death. But I can help you to be the best king in this territory." Zahak thought for a minute. Then he said, "How can you help me?" Satan said, "I can do something that your father dies sooner. But you have to listen to me and keep this a secret." Zahak was tempted by Satan's suggestion. He decided to accept Satan's words. King Mardas had a big garden. Close to his palace, every night he went there to worship God. One night, Satan dug a big hole in King Mardas' garden. When Mardas was going to the garden, he did not see the hole in the dark and fell into the hole and died. After his death, Zahak was the king of that country. After a while, Satan visited Zahak again. But this time he disguised himself as a professional chef. He asked Zahak to let him work in the palace. He made delicious food and Zahak was happy of choosing him as his chef. Zahak liked his chef very much. But he had no idea that the chef is the Satan and has bad intentions. One day Satan tells Zahak, "Your Majesty, I have a request from you." Zahak was curious. He said to his chef, "What is it? Let me know." Satan said, "Your Majesty, would you please give me the honor of kissing your shoulders for respect?" Zahak accepted. Satan kissed Zahak's shoulders and suddenly disappeared. After that, something bizarre happened. Two big serpents grew from Zahak's shoulders. Zahak ordered his men to kill the serpents. But serpents came back to life and grew from his shoulders again. This time, Satan disguised as a physician. He told Zahak that the only way to stop serpents from getting bigger and wilder was by feeding them with the brains of young men. The physician told Zahak, "You have to kill 2 young men every day and feed your serpents with their brains. If not, your own life will be at stake." Satan's intention was human extinction. And he was happy to be successful shortly. So every day his men killed 2 young men and fed the serpents. As we said, there was unrest in Jamshid's kingdom. Zahak heard of this and decided to attack Jamshid's country and be the king of that territory too. Zahak army attacked Jamshid's land and they could defeat Jamshid's army easily. Jamshid escaped but Zahak army caught him and Zahak himself killed Jamshid. And this way Zahak was the new king of Persia. In the next episode, we will talk more about Zahak. Thank you for watching. See you soon.